Let me introduce you to a simple framework that can help when you are facing a challenge. These steps aren't rigid rules, but rather a guide, a way to approach difficulties with a clear, resilient mindset. This framework can be especially useful when you have time to reflect and plan for the challenge ahead. Over time, as you practice these steps, they might start to feel natural, becoming part of how you instinctively handle tough situations. Let's walk through these steps together, and to make it more relatable, we'll use an example along the way. Firstly, imagine that you have been given a major project at work with a tight deadline and you're feeling overwhelmed. The first thing you will do is to address your emotions, which means to acknowledge your feelings and manage your stress. First of all, you recognize how you are feeling. So, in this case, you recognize that you're feeling stressed and anxious about the project. Then you decide to use a strategy to deal with your feelings. For instance, instead of ignoring those feelings, you choose to take a few minutes to breathe deeply and calm yourself down. Finally, you understand that stress is a natural reaction and managing it will help you think clearly. Next, you adjust your mindset. So, once you are calm, you start adjusting how you think about the situation. In this case, the project you've been given. Instead of viewing it as an overwhelming burden, you decide to see it as an opportunity to grow, develop new skills, and demonstrate your abilities. You shift from a negative outlook to a more optimistic, solution-focused mindset. The third step is about analyzing the situation to create a strategy to help you deal with it. If it helps, you can use a tool such as SWOT analysis now to assess the situation and come up with a strategy. In the example we are using, your SWOT analysis might look like this. Strengths: you might have solid time management skills or experience handling similar projects in the past. In terms of weaknesses, maybe you have a tendency to procrastinate or find it difficult to ask for help, which could become obstacles. In terms of available opportunities, perhaps there's a colleague who could share some of the workload, or you might be able to access new project management tools that improve efficiency. There are also some threats that you need to consider, such as tight deadlines or lack of resources. These could be threats to completing the project on time. By analyzing the problem, you gain a clearer picture of the challenge and can tackle it more systematically. Now you are ready to look for support. You realize that asking for help can make a big difference. There are many ways to look for support. For instance, you can approach somebody you trust who has been in a similar situation before, and you can ask for advice. In this example, you approach a coworker who has done similar projects before and ask them for advice. You could also inform your supervisor about the challenge to get any additional resources or feedback. You now make a plan for action to decide what to do. You set your goals. Then, if these goals seem overwhelming, you break the project down into smaller tasks and identify the resources or information you will need. You will also prioritize. So, in the case of the example we are using, if you are dealing with a project at work, you evaluate which tasks are most urgent and which can be delegated or delayed. Having done that, and with the support you've gathered, you create a detailed plan of action. You prioritize tasks, set deadlines, and schedule regular check-ins with your coworkers to track your progress. As part of planning, remember to also account for potential setbacks and decide how you will handle them if they arise. The last step is about acting and then learning from the process and from the outcome of your action. In our work project example, you follow your plan step by step, completing tasks on time and adjusting when necessary. After the project is complete, you then reflect on what went well and what could be improved. Finally, you identify skills you've developed and lessons you've learned, which boost your confidence for future challenges. As you move forward, remember that resilience is about growing stronger with every challenge you face. This 6-step approach helps you plan, adapt, and thrive in the face of life's adversities. We've used a work example here, but you can apply this approach to any area of your life.